Late Night Health continues. I'm Mark Allen. Our guest is James LaValle. He's been on the show numerous times. And one of the things, he's published all kinds of books and articles and everything else that you can think of. He works with a lot of sports teams. And we're talking about probiotics. And during our break, I mentioned the new trend for meat that is vegetable meat. Are those good for us, or should we just be eating the Angus beef burgers by themselves?
Well, I'm a big proponent. I try to get people to understand they should try to get grass-fed or organic beef if they're going to eat beef. So I do believe the quality of the meat that you buy does matter.
Yes.
And I think that the other piece is that I think that, a lot of these kind of vegan, lack of a better term, plant-based hamburgers are pea protein. And that what I've been finding is that people start getting allergic to eating too much pea. The other thing is sometimes they've got a lot of colorings and different additives in them, which, you kind of want to look at it and go, well, is this really giving me an advantage other than the fact that I'm not eating meat? I'm eating vegetable source protein. So I'm not on the bandwagon. Oh my God, this is the way to go. They certainly taste different. I told you at break, I tried one of the brands and I liked it.
When you went,
hey, this is fine. I could do this. I did the Beyond Burger,
right?
And I was fine with it, but it wasn't like, oh man, that tasted just like a bison burger or a grass-fed beef burger. They have their own taste. It's a little bit different.
It is.
If you're forced to, hey, I can't eat saturated fat. You are an ApoE34, and you do have high oxidized LDL cholesterol, so your lipids are rusting, and your apolipoprotein B size, so you're making a bunch of bad actor lipids, and you really have to cut down that fat. Well, then that might be a better option. But honestly, they add coconut oil to them. So they have a fair amount of saturated fat, almost as much as a serving if you got ground bison, which I happen to really like when I grill ground bison burgers.
Right.
So it's about the same amount of saturated fat.
Well, at the same time, they want it to look like a meat patty. And so it looks like it's bleeding a little bit. There's that red juice that comes out.
Whatever that is.
Whatever it is. And I read.
That's the part I don't like. You're right.
And I read a review of it, and somebody said it's potentially carcinogenic. You may as well eat the, So who knows?
Exactly. At least use beet juice or something if you could, right? Try to use something natural to make the color. That's the problem I've got is that a lot of times when we start getting into a lot of engineered foods, before you know it, they're adding chemicals and preservatives and flavor enhancers.
You and I have talked about GMOs. Real food. You and I have talked about GMOs. I like a certain variety of foods, and I can't remember the category, so I'll tell you the foods. I love eggplant, and I like tomatoes. And those apparently can cause inflammation, but they also are high in fiber. Tomatoes are also high in sugar.
But that's kind of like the Grundy version of eating, right? Dr. Grundy's like, oh my God, don't eat nightshades, don't eat tomatoes.
Right.
You know what? How long do Greek people live?
Oh, thousands of years. This.
Yeah. And how long do Italians live generally? Like when you look at these longevity areas of the world where people are living the longest, Italians are another one, right? The Greeks are some.
Yes.
They've got these kind of blue ocean zones that they call blue zones that they call. They're all eating eggplant and tomatoes. It's not the eggplant and the tomato that's the problem. It's our immune system has become more challenged because of stress, environmental burden, all the drug history people that are on, their poor eating habits, their poor sleeping habits, and their lack of exercise. So when you start to combine a baseline of a very poor foundation to your chemistry, then you start to maybe add certain foods. There are some people who are genetically more predisposed where nightshades might trigger them. But it's that same thing of saying, oh, well, tomatoes are bad. Well, tell that to the Italians.
Right.
Tell that to the Greeks.
I love tomatoes. I really do. And so do the squirrels that live in my neighborhood because they've been eating all of my heirloom tomatoes this season. We've been talking about probiotics. Should the average person take them on a regular basis or wait and talk to their healthcare professional?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I just think that in general, people should avoiding vegetables is the last thing I would worry about. Right?
Right.
It's like people already don't eat them. Let me give you a category of vegetables that are bad for you. Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
So,
that's
and the other piece is that people, because people's gut are so compromised. And so one thing, you can go to probiotics.com, and there's a lot of information at probiotics.com. I actually answer questions at probiotics.com for people when they send them in.
Hey, terrific.
Get information about your gut health. So,
James, we are out of time. We'll have you back soon, I know, and with something for Thanksgiving probably. So thank
there
you.
We go.
Hold on a second. I'm Mark Allen, along with the insane Daryl Wayne. Don't go away as Late Night Health continues, along with the insane Daryl Wayne. We'll be back.